Now we have our Associate Executive Director, Brad Andrus, with us, and he's sporting a new look today. At least it's a new look for me. I haven't seen I guess I haven't seen you last week or so, but.
Yeah, it took me a good month to get this, so we haven't seen each other for a little while. So
that's right.
So Happy New Year to you, Greg.
The same to you, Brad.
Yeah.
So what do we have going on in the up in the administrative areas today?
Yeah, gosh, a lot going on, right? With a new year comes
we always have
a lot of new adventures.
That's
so
right.
I will tell you though that in the 5 months that I've been here at Green Spring or been back.
Here 5 months already?
Yeah,
good.
We're back here at Green Spring, I should say. It's really been just a great end of 2018, and I look forward to a really positive 2019. When I look back at last year and all the great things that happened with the 20th anniversary, like Night Out on the Town and all the events.
That was a fun celebration week.
It was, yeah.
And Brad, let me ask, you came here in the early days, and now you've been here 5 months and you've seen a mature Green Spring.
Yeah.
Has Green Spring matured somewhat like you all expected it to, or has it done better, or what?
Yeah, I would say that, Green Spring, has really met all of the expectations, and when you look at the financial, really stability that this campus has, the occupancy being well above 98% consistently, the reputation of Green Spring, it's really met all of the expectations of the Erickson retirement communities early on, and now Erickson Living. We're one of the leaders in the enterprise, and residents are happy living here. Associates or employees love coming to work every day, and so that
from your point of view though, you saw it in the early days, and you knew I assume that you all had expectations of it. So you're saying that we essentially have exceeded the expectations you had in those days.
Fully built out, financially strong, employee and resident, engagement and satisfaction at the very highest level. So I think we knocked it out of the park.
Good.
Yeah. Just looking at the resident survey, for example, I don't have all the results, with me today, but we look forward to sharing, some of those results at the next coffee with the executive team.
And when is that?
This month, I believe it's always the
third Monday.
Third Monday of the month. So
at 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock.
In
So it's
Hunters Crossing Conference Center.
In the conference center. So
right.
you can tell me.
So we wanted to make sure everybody knows.
That's right. No, thank you. We scored higher in most, if not every, area of that survey.
Than we did last year?
Than we did last year.
How did we compare with the rest of the Erickson community?
Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit more analysis with exactly where we fell, in those
last
tiers.
Year we were 15th out of 17.
So we are significantly better than that. Matter of fact, when I spoke with our representative who is directly talks with Holleran on our behalf, she called me and said, we're sending out the survey results next week, and she said you're going to be extremely happy with the results. And like I said, most categories, if not every category, we either slightly went up or in some cases significantly went up.
That's great. That's great.
So yeah, we're firing on all cylinders. There's always opportunities, and we fortunately we have a great relationship with the resident council, and residents aren't shy with sharing. These are the concerns and these are the opopportunities that we have.
They're not shy. And having been on the council last year. And the last 4 years, the resident satisfaction survey was something that we looked at as representing the residents telling us what they were concerned about.
Yeah.
And my concern on it was that maybe some specific issues were clouding their vision of the overall Green Spring,
Yeah.
rather than looking at Green Spring and everything that we have here and enjoy here, that they were letting some significant or some small issues or single issues cloud that judgment.
Sure.
And maybe that's changed.
Well, and what may be a small issue, to one person might be a more significant issue, to another. And
Yeah.
so,
But even then,
Yeah.
it's usually a single issue. That's the point.
yeah,
It's not necessarily small for the individual. It could be a big one. I think the television and the Wi-Fi,
huge.
they're major problems, and
Yep.
we recognize them, and things are being done to correct them.
Correct.
But yet, we've got to look at that and look at it in terms of, well, it is going to be corrected, it's going to be changed, and it's going to be better. So let's look at it in that light rather than let it cloud our evaluation of overall Green Spring. I don't want to take up the time.
No.
I'm talking here. That's
No,
up to
but
you.
it is. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's we can't. All those things can be even a daily frustration.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
some. At the end of the day, there's so many good things about the community that we just have to, take that into account when we're.
That's my point.
Yeah, and the resident survey is just one way of giving feedback. I mean, phone calls, emails. I'll see you in the hall. You'll let me know something's going
hope
on.
you got a lot
Comment
of-
cards. All those things are ways to give feedback.
I
so.
hope you got a lot of comments on the surveys. I hope people told you specifically what their concerns were.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've done a number of these resident surveys, and this is the first time that I've ever seen letters, and not only the verbatim comments, but some residents submitted letters and communications documents, just expressing their view on a lot of different things. And so I've had a chance to read through all of the letters and documents that were submitted with the surveys, and then I'm still working my way through all the comments. As you can imagine, it's pages and pages.
And my guess is it's made a big impact on you.
Oh, no doubt. It will tell me specifically why certain areas were graded the way that they were.
Okay. What else you got for us?
Well, so communication's always a big thing.
is.
Speaking of
It's
feedback
one of
and
the biggest
input.
things as
Huge.
far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're very good at creating opportunities to give information like this meeting, and the villager and the village bridge and the flash and cubby stuffings. There's so much information coming at us all that we have to sometimes be a little more strategic about that. One of the things with My Erickson that's coming, and Melissa Robeson,
Oh, yes,
the
yeah.
AED, she's really championing that effort.
Yeah, she's given us a couple of good briefings on it too.
Yeah, and so
looking
she's
forward
actually
to it.
recruiting right now, resident volunteers to really help roll that program out. And so I believe on the 18th of this month, she has another training. So if you're interested in, being part of the rollout for My Erickson, which is really an application that you can use on your mobile phone or your tablet and get all kinds of information about calendars and events and information on the campus. And it's really an intuitive system.
As I recall, she was looking for 20 volunteers.
Yeah, I
She
think
doesn't
it
have
just-
20 yet.
Well, I think she's gotten a good response. I don't know if she's gotten 20 per se, but it's at this point the more.
If somebody has an inclination to be an evaluator, they ought to call her. Huh?
Yeah, please let administration know, and
Okay.
Melissa specifically. So
good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be something, because that will allow us to look at her cell phone, determine where the bus is.
Well, I've not seen the new GPS screen yet, but I understand they made some positive modifications to it, made it a little, clear to see where the buildings are, and so.
I think, yes, they have. They've simplified it. They've reduced the amount of clutter on it. I'd call it clutter. Yeah.
Call it clutter, yeah. So that's one of the positive things that we were able to roll out in 2018. So.
Well, we got 2 minutes.
So 2 minutes. Well, we'll just sit here quietly. No. So I don't know, what other question do you have? You've always got a nice softball for me.
Well, you know, we've got a special coming up tomorrow night.
Okay.
From the Entertainment Roundtable.
Okay, great.
You know what it is?
I do not know what it is.
It's Elvis.
Elvis, like an Elvis impersonator?
Tomorrow's Elvis's birthday.
Oh, tomorrow's
tomorrow
Elvis's
we
birthday.
have this Elvis in quotes who's coming, and he's going to do a great show at 7 o'clock in the theater.
7 o'clock in the theater.
And we'd sure like to fill the theater for Elvis.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
You know, a lot of us remember him. Well, those younger than me remember him better perhaps than me.
Yeah.
I liked Elvis a little later. I wasn't too. I didn't like him all that much in the very beginning, but he kind of grew on me.
Okay, very good.
So
well,
what
it's
else do
funny
we have?
because I was at
Oh.
Memphis Red Hot and Blue eating dinner, and of course they had Elvis, pictures and things.
Oh, okay.
And one of my daughters, 12 years old, said, "What's the big deal about Elvis? He's ugly." And I said, "Well, I don't know. He was, I guess, kind of that new rock and roll." And I said there was an awful lot of people in love with Elvis. So it's funny that you bring that up because she just mentioned that the other night.
Well, yeah, but it's a special that we're planning to have. So just to celebrate the
very good.
birthday of
That'll be a
Elvis.
lot of fun.
I think it will be too.
So Elvis's birthday tomorrow. Okay, all right. I learned something today. Yeah. So one of the things that I'll also be talking about, in the coming months is the pet policy. That's something that's been brought to my attention a few different times, and so I want to be, just mindful that I'm a pet owner. I have a dog and a cat, and love them dearly. We have to be respectful though, and we have policies around taking care of pets and
it's even
picking
more so
up
in our
after pets. Yeah.
In your neighborhood, you had policies, but it's even more important when we're so confined because we're all close together, and although pets. We like our pets and so forth.
Absolutely.
You do have to consider other people.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Brad. Our time has run out.
Thank you.
So
I always enjoy
appreciate
spending
it.
time with you. Good to know Elvis's birthday tomorrow. All right.
Enjoyed talking with you.